Some years ago, a few minutes before I was to deliver a keynote, I had an interesting, perhaps even inspirational moment with an audience member. For a few minutes, I was forced to listen to the same old rant about how bad salespeople are, along with a handful of other ridiculous cliches. Well, let's have ourselves a pocket sized pep talk because that interaction actually inspired me to write a rather interesting hybrid between a story and a poem, which I'll be happy to share with you.
A Pocket Sized Pep Talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jollis.
Before a presentation, I typically like to pace around quietly and keep to myself. While I was outside, getting into my speaker zone, yes, we do that, I ran into an interesting individual. I was alone in the hallway except for a man who was also pacing around a bit, and he didn't look very happy. I was curious, so I struck up a conversation. I asked him how he was doing, and that's all it took to get him going. How am I doing, you ask? I'm miserable. In about 5 minutes, I got to go in that room, sit for an hour, and listen to some jerk talk to me about selling. Can you believe it? Before I could tell him who I was or even speak, he just kept going. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my manager making me attend this fiasco. I never liked salespeople, and now I got to sit and listen to someone who actually teaches salespeople. What a colossal waste of time. At that moment, an announcement interrupted his diatribe, and we entered the room to listen to the speaker. Me. No, I did not single this man out and confront him in front of 500 people in that hotel ballroom. Please, I'm a professional. However, I always speak with a wireless microphone, so I was able to move around the room. And for some reason, I not only wandered to exactly where this man was sitting, I also delivered about 55 minutes of my 60-minute keynote about a foot and a half from his ear. Now, late that night, on a red-eye back to the East Coast, I found myself drifting back to that moment in the hallway. It bothered me to know that this man did not really understand that those who sell are a vital part of our society, and he was by no means alone in his misconception. The tray table came down, the laptop opened up, and the words began to fly as I began to craft my rebuttal. To this day, I'm not actually sure what I created. It's not exactly a story. It's not exactly a poem. And that's why I've always called it my stone. And here it is. It's called Who Am I? Who am I? I prevent financial tragedies every time I get you to finally believe that your retirement and children's education are more important than a 7-day cruise. I save lives every time I get you to stop putting off what if and purchase an item that protects you and your loved ones. I assist you each time I'm able to get you to look past your decisions of the moment and instead look at the big picture of your decisions in the future. I'm the person in the store you felt put off by all my questions, but wound up with a solution that not only saved your business that day, but also saved your job a year later as my product expanded along with your business. I'm the person who changed your mind about skimping on a business expenditure that was later responsible for bringing you your biggest customer. I looked you in the eye and I asked you some disturbing questions. It upset you, but your anger towards me saved your life and the life of others on a road you had been too drunk to drive on. I put up with the stereotypical fallacies that portrayed me in a less than positive light. In actuality, I was the only one who provided for the future of your family, when an early death might have meant devastating and dramatic changes in your loved ones' worlds. I could have taken no for an answer. Sometimes I wish I had. I could not because I've seen the personal tragedy of procrastination. I have empathy for your fear of change because I have similar fears. The fear of the unknown often outweighs the pain of the present. My job is to move you past these fears and get you to take action in an ethical manner. I may not be a parent to all, but I exist in everyone's soul. Who am I? I'm a salesperson.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jollis.com.